Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Man Them United podcast, which is the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. And it is day 323 of Ruben Amorim'S reign of terror at Manchester United. People, Ruben Amorim is still here. Ineos have still not sacked him. He's still not resigned, which he's not going to resign because he wants his bread. So keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. Thankfully, United don't play in Europe, Champions League or Europa League. So we only have to watch them once a week, people. But like I said, keep all your comments or your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. Big up to everyone supporting Sarcasm City TV. Much appreciated. Everyone who watches live, everyone who watches back after, everyone who listens to us on audio platforms. Appreciated across the board. But make sure when you enter the city of sarcasm, or if you live here, make sure you pay the tax, people. So I need you lot to hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share this out across all of the socials as well. And on top of those two things, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. So like button, share this out across all the socials. Again, at Yes It's Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV. Yes, It's Flawless, Twitter and Instagram. Follow across all the socials. And like I said, just as important, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. We're heading towards 16,000 subscribers. And of course, you want to make sure I get to your question, people, super chat. And on top of that, don't forget, link is in the pinned comment for the membership. Big up to Vikram, says big up Flawless and the panel. Run up the likes, people. Shout out to my guy, Vikram. Big up Manibu says, big up Flawless, reign of terror, laughing emoji like Triple H from 03 to 05. For real, man. Like some Triple H there. Triple H in his prime heel era. That's what it's like. Big up to Eddie Hughes, the one who was like, yo, use this picture. Big up Vic when I get to that question. And big up Rebound as well, says not reign of terror, Flawless, classic king, bless up. Appreciate it. Flawless, for the next manager, what positions would you prioritize in the squad? Goalkeeper and midfield. It's mine in the team, actually. Goalkeeper, midfield, striker. The only place I'd leave for the time being is centre-backs, because I think our centre-backs are good enough for United to be a competent, cohesive, competitive team in the Premier League. I don't rate the Premier League in terms of standard that high. So I don't think you need to be fantastic or have fantastic players to finish in Europe, to be top 7, top 6. I go as far as top 5. Like I've got Spurs currently finishing 5th. I don't think Spurs are great whatsoever. Villa are a good side with a good manager. They've not been at it. Newcastle are a good side with a good manager, but they've got worse without Isak as well. Forest, they're now under Ange. So 3 of those teams I just mentioned are 5th, 6th, and 7th. I think United are able to, whether you think those teams have better individual players than Manchester United, I think we can compete with any of them. Outside of the top 4, I think Manchester United can compete with any other team in the Premier League. Does it necessarily mean win? Does it necessarily, I'm not saying necessarily we beat all of those teams. I'm not saying we finish 5, 10, 15 points ahead. I'm just saying we can compete. I don't think any of those teams are clear of ours, 11 for 11 or squad for squad. I think the biggest deficit is in the dugout, and that's where the issue lies, is that manager. Simple as that. So yeah, I would say goalkeeper, because Lamens is unknown. So I would just go and get a certified Premier League goalkeeper, like Emi Martinez, for example. Outside of that, who else? Yeah, midfield, because we need better midfielders anyway. Even though I think a better manager just better with our midfield options, we can still go and get, if you go get 2 quality midfielders, it changes. And then you have, well, Casemiro and Bruno will probably leave. So we're going to need to anyway, because it's highly likely that both Casemiro and Bruno leave. Maino's not really a central midfielder, even though I think he can play the position. And let's say Agate might leave. Like, what does it leave you with there? If Bruno and Casemiro leave, it leaves you with Agate, Maino. That's it, right? People overlook that because our quality is thin in the central midfield area. People look at the quantity as well. Like, there's nobody else now that I think about it. You have Casemiro, you have Agate, you have Bruno, you have Maino. Am I missing someone? And bear in mind, Maino and Bruno aren't really central midfielders like by trade. They're attacking players. They ain't pivot players. They're not 6. You can say they're 8s, but then even then they're attacking 8s. They're not getting the ball in the defensive third and the middle third. They're capable, more so Maino, but just because he's capable doesn't make him that. So that's how I look at it. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is. It's absolutely ridiculous. I need to get trim as well. This tash looking long. Hair's looking long. Jeez, looking mad long, for real. So yeah, that's what I'd say. And then a striker, because I genuinely think we need a bagsman, man. Not even a bagsman. We just need someone senior. I do rate Xerxes, yes. Sesko, it remains to be seen, but I don't think he's it. I had my reservations about signing him for that money. And then I think alongside Bremo, Konya, Fromeno in the mix as well, Maz, Delit, Yoro, Dogu. It's enough. It's enough. Big up Zorro, says respect your manager. No. I'll always say put United's best 11 to next to Villa or Newcastle, Palace, Forest. More time, it's better. The thing is, nephew, it can compete. Because you have someone say, oh, it's not better and this player is not better than that player. My point is we can compete. Even though Villa's midfield and Newcastle's midfield trounces us, I don't think Villa's defense or attack or Newcastle's defense or attack clears Manchester United's. That clears Manchester United's. No, I don't think it does. I really don't think it does. Even if someone said, oh, Villa and Newcastle's and Forest is better, I go, all right, cool. But is it clear? No. So if it's not clear, we should be able to compete. And that's all I'm asking for, competitiveness. Cole Palmer says you have no left winger. Cunha's a left winger. Cunha's more than capable of playing left wing. Take Garnacho back. Nah, man, he's all yours, man. Shout out Alejandro, man. Putting in great performances at Chelsea. 100%. And there'll be a watch along for the Chelsea-Benfica game tonight on the Sarcasm City TV Clips channel as well. But yeah, you lot continue to run up the likes, continue to hit the subscribe button, get your questions in as well, man. Just keep them Manchester United related as well. Please. Only going to be here for probably about 50 minutes more till like 5:30, people. Apologies on the slight lateness as well. Yeah, man. Here they share their thing. Viva Garnacho. We owed them lot. So love it. But yeah, look at it with Konya and Buemo, certified striker. Then you've got, let's say, Zamad in the 10, for example. Maino alongside the athletic central midfielder. And then you've got Dorgu, Maz as the wing backs. As the full back, they're left back and right back. And then Delit and Yoro as the centre backs with a solid goalkeeper. Don't even have to be an amazing goalkeeper, just a solid goalkeeper. Like I think Emi Martinez is, or for instance, a Flecken or a Sells or a Vicario, for example. I'm going, that's a solid team. Again, not to finish first, but United ain't there. This is where I'm at. I'm fully aware, even though I don't like it, I'm fully aware of where Manchester United are. And we're not first, second, third, fourth. We're not that, no. This is why when people talk about Xavi joining, I'm like, I just don't think Xavi's a fit for this. Said it before, I'll say it again. It's like being 7 games into a season, you've lost all 7 games, and you're like, yeah, let's go hire Pep Guardiola to get us out of this. Pep Guardiola is one of the GOATs, but you're not getting him to get you from 20th up the league. Like where Emery came in at Villa, that's not Pep Guardiola's like lane. Of course he's clear of Emery. Of course he's clear of Eddie Howe. But Eddie Howe, what he did for Newcastle and what Emery did for Villa, that's not the job. That's not the role. Same way Emery and Howe couldn't go to City and do what Pep did and 4P and stuff like that. Sources for causes. That's why. But I wouldn't be against Xavi, by the way, people. I'm just saying I'm very worried about that. And him getting caught out by the Premier League. Not only the league itself in terms of the pace and the power and the intensity, but the outside circus as well that joins it. And they'll have an idea of that because he was at Barcelona as a player and as a manager. But also lifestyle change, man. Also huge lifestyle culture, man. Playing for Barcelona and being over in Spain is much different. Is much different. Is much different than being in rainy Manchester, where it's cold 90% of the time. You get like 2 weeks of sun. Like, that could be a shock. And that can add to it. You know how they say, oh, miserable weather, miserable people are how the weather can change your mood. Like when the sun's out, everybody's happy. It's like that don't happen in Manchester often. I don't need him being caught by surprise by that. And not just him. I don't know if he has a family. But if he does have a family, girlfriend, wife, or he has kids as well, like stuff like that. But hey, we move. Big up Caius, big up Flawless, looking hilarious. Big up my bro. Big up every single time. It was Eddie's idea, like I said, for the thumbnail. So shout out to Eddie. every single time. It's like people forget what the channel's called. It's crazy. And it is day 323 of his reign of terror at Manchester United. But hey, Flawless, you think new? You say man? Is it supposed to say managers? I'm guessing. Cole says new managers bounce get you to Champions League. If fifth is up, is fifth. If fifth place is Champions League potentially, yes. Unless Newcastle and Villa, they're two teams who I think are capable of getting it together and competing heavily for that slot. And I expect Newcastle and Villa to be better because of the talent they have. But can we go and compete for that spot? Yes. But I wouldn't be saying definitely go. If you got me Europa League, I'm cool. Because Europa League is what? Who's in Europa League? Is Europa League 6? And obviously it depends on domestic cup winners. But basically Europe is what I'm saying. If six is Europa League and 7th is Conference League, I would expect the new manager to get that, depending on how many points he is off 7th. So let's say this manager doesn't go till November and we 10 points off 6. I'm not going to be like, all right, you have to get Europe. You started off at -10. If you started off on a level footing, I'd hear it. Thanks, Jed says that right now 5th and 6th is Europe, 7th is Conference. Thanks, bro. So yeah, I would. But again, context matters. How far are we off? You know, if we're 12 points off 5th, that's like, I can't be like, you must. No. How about just improve us? I ain't even looking at league and points and things of that nature in the table. I'm saying, hey, make us a competitive, cohesive, competent unit. The 3 C's, man. Competitive, cohesive, competent. Let's start there. Get back to doing the basics. Because I watched Sunderland go to Forest and win, but despite the result, they competed. I genuinely believe Sunderland, we won't put up the fight that Sunderland put at Forest. I've watched Everton and Bournemouth go to Anfield. I genuinely don't believe that we go to Anfield and put in the performances. And when I say that, compete against Liverpool the same way Bournemouth and Everton did. And I don't think those two teams have better individual players than us. No, I don't. Do they have some good players? Yes. But I'm not going to look at the Everton squad and go, I'd swap that for ours if I was a manager. Or look at the Bournemouth squad and go, I'd swap that for ours. So clearly something's going wrong. And again, I'm not even talking about winning. Both those teams lost at Anfield, but compete. There's a way to lose. That's where I'm at with it. So yeah. Would I play Malacia? Depends on fitness. I actually don't mind Malacia, but that injury, he got injured for a long time, and that just seemed to have absolutely killed him. But then he got back up to fitness as well, and then once he played a couple of games, looked half decent. I'd have him in the squad. Put it that way. I'd have him because he's someone who adds some tenacity and some pace and power and strength to the team. I don't think he's great. I just think he's a solid squad player. Like if he's the backup left back, I go, all right, for where we're at. You would look to improve. But for the time being, yeah, as a squad player, I look at Malacia and I don't go, right, he's awful. No. Him and Dorgu are the left back options for this season, yeah. Maybe it's somewhere you look to address in the summer, if you can. Would you play Heaven in some games? Absolutely. Because he's someone I look at as, not only is he a very good squad player to me already, I think he's capable of playing first team football. I wouldn't play him week in, week out, but I would. He needs game time. He's too good to just not be playing whatsoever. Too good to not be playing whatsoever. And the fact that this manager plays a 3-back and doesn't play Heaven is crazy. When he as of right now, he probably suits playing in a 3 more than a 2 because it's less responsibility. Because he's athletic enough and has the physical attributes to play left-sided centre-back, where if you have to go and play left-back, you have to go and operate in a left-back role, he's fine out there. Like I said, he has the attributes to deal with that. He's also good on the ball, is what you need in a 3 as well. So being in a 3 as of right now at this time is probably better for him because you got 2 other centre-backs rather than playing in just the 2 and you have more responsibility. But I'd play him and let him make mistakes if he makes mistakes. How are we going to find out if you can swim if we never throw you in the pool? How are we going to know? It's the unknowns. That's what annoys me. Like, we know there's certain knowns at Manchester United. We know what players are and what players are far off it and what players are good enough. Throw out the unknowns. I look at Heaven like that, even though we've seen promising signs. Because when he's played well. So therefore, you deserve an opportunity. If he had played and played poorly, I'd hear it. You know what I'm saying? I'd fully hear it. So what is going on? Play him. He's good enough to he's good enough to deserve a chance. That's what I'd say in regards to Aiden Heaven. Big up Santino says, what from there laughing my ass off. Shout out to Eddie, man. It was his idea. I tell you something for free. If Heaven's playing against Brentford, we don't concede that first goal. I think he catches the striker as well. But I think Delit does. I think Yoro does. I think Maz does. I'll go as far as say I think Delo does. Maybe, not sure. But yeah, I think they do, because Maguire wasn't a million miles away from him when he shot. It's just that Maguire's slow. To Grace, you ain't been here, because I've been in this space many, many times, but good to see you in the chat, Grace. Big up. Hey, Rohan, big up, Flawless. Big up, man. Every single time, man. What are you telling me? Large up. Every single time. You lot, man, continue to run up the likes. Continue to share across all the socials. Follow me, man. Yes, it's Flawless. Follow the Twitter. Follow the Instagram. Yes, it's Flawless. Follow at Sarcasm City TV. Follow across our socials as well. As a City fan, seeing United in this turmoil brings me so much joy. Yeah, I bet it does, man. It's like when City were terrible, I loved it. But here we are, man. Football goes in flipping cycles. It's just our turn to be terrible. It really, really is. But yeah, back to Ineos. The fact they still ain't sacked this manager is crazy. Vic, when I answer that on the Champions League watch along. But in regards to, the fact Ineos haven't sacked this manager is absolutely batshit crazy. It just shows their incompetence. And the fact that people are surprised by what's going on this season, surprised or shocked. Like I don't get. I understand having hope, because that's all you can cling on when there's no logic and there's no substance to back up your argument. I get just hoping as a fan. I personally don't do that, but I get it. But we all knew that Amorim wasn't good enough, and that even the 4 players, because he ain't even playing 4 players, he's playing and Bremo and Cunha play. Lamens don't play, and Sesko's played only because of injuries. So, like, that's what it is. Are they waiting for November so they save 12 million? People have said that. I think people are giving them an out. No, I don't think they're waiting to save 12 million, personally. I don't think it's that. I just think they don't want to be wrong. I don't think it's a 12 million thing, no. They just don't, because if that was the case, they just sack him 2nd of November, which I don't believe they do. I really, really don't. Because they've got the managerial side of things so wrong. They don't want to be, it's like, damn, we're wrong again. So we're just going to stick with this. We seen him do this with Ten Hag. All right, this is what it is. I think Ineos are honestly surprised it went badly this quick. That's the worry, Vikram. You know why that's a worry? Because you're paid to deal with these things and see these things. There's acceptable mistakes, and then there's absolutely monumental mistakes. And this falls in the latter. How you didn't see that, how I seen this and you didn't, is a problem. Because you are a million times more qualified than I am. And combined, because it's not like it's just one person making a decision. There's multiple people in the hierarchy. So combined, how much experience do you lot have in football? Combined, how much is your salary that you lot are on? Millions and millions and millions. How can you be surprised it went badly this quickly when you had all the evidence from last year? That's a concern. That is a major, 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 major worry. Santino says, I think United need to bring in an Italian manager, play a 3-5-2, stabilize the club. That's once you're a consistent top 4 team, bring in the spicy football manager. I don't think it necessarily has to be an Italian manager. I don't think the nationality of the manager matters. It's more so for me, what is the manager's qualities? What's the manager's qualities? Where have they managed before? Have they managed in England before? Formations, I'm in the minority, don't really bother me too much. I understand people saying they've been scarred from Amorim and they don't want another back 3 manager. That I get. But personally, for me, I don't care about the formation. How you implement it is my issue. Whether it's a 3-4-3, 3-5-2, 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. I want us to be attacking. That's what attacking. I want attacking intent. I want Manchester United to go and try and dominate opposition. That's what I want. I'm tired of defensive coaches. I want us to be on the front foot and actually go for it. That doesn't mean you're careless and go, hey, if you score 4, we'll score 7. I'm not looking for that, but I just want, I'm tired, man. We had an attacking manager since Fergie. Moyes was defensive. Van Gaal, Moyes was defensive. Van Gaal was possession for possession's sake, so we didn't score. Mourinho was defensive. Oli was defensive and counter-attack. Ten Hag was defensive and counter-attack, and Amorim'S just completely, absolutely awful. So bring me an attacking man. This is why I'm leaning towards Areola, because he's a manager that his teams get forward and score goals. I need that. And I think with the attacking quality we have, I think we would score a lot of goals as well. Because I've seen teams without our quality score goals. I've seen Brentford last season score. I think they were they the 5th highest goal scorers or something like that? Something like that. Yeah. They were like the 5th highest goal scorers or something like that. And no one can tell me they think they had the 5th best attack. Yes, and Bremo and Visa are bad boys. But the point is I'm making them Bremo, Cunha, Xerxes, Bruno, Ahmad, Sesko, Mano. How much more do you need to go forward and score some goals? Spurs as well. I think Spurs were high on the list. Like, go for it. They probably thought the signings could carry, but they underestimated how mad this manager is in charge. And that's the same response as well, man. The same response, Vikrin, is what I said in regards to you can't make that type of mistake. That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. You're paid too much money. Yes, United were 4 points off top 4 when Amorim joined. Yeah. Yeah, Spider-Man, we're not getting 2 wins in a row. Absolutely not. They should just cut their losses before it's too late to salvage the season. Didn't they learn from the Ten Hag situation? Clearly not. And that's what makes the situation worse, is that you've had not an identical, but a close to identical situation with Ten Hag. It's almost the same, apart from the fact Amorim's worse. So you've had it and you've not learned. That's also a worry. And I keep referencing this. Ratcliffe said in the interview, yeah, I think we did wait too long with Ten Hag. And then you go make the same mistake again. Like I keep saying, unforgivable, man. Unforgivable, I'm sorry. It is. And it just takes away from all the good work that you do away from the managerial side of things, like transfers. I think transfers, incomings, outgoings, very, very good. They're very, very good. I think they are. The staff and cutting down on all the staff, very, very good. New training pitch, plans for a new stadium, all these things I'm with. But we're going backwards on the football pitch. So all this outside stuff that you're doing is fantastic, but we need to get results. We need to get results. Jeez. Yeah, I agree. United should definitely play 2 up top. Both your strikers did well, playing well next to another striker. The thing is, Santino, it don't even necessarily have to be 2 up top. Of course, if the manager decides, let's say it is Glasgow and he's like, I'm going to go 3-5-2. Or another manager says, I'm going to play 2 strikers. Or if you're chasing a game and you go 2 strikers. It's just about being attacking. Because you can be defensive with 2 strikers, depending on what's behind it. If you've got 2 workman-like wide players and 2 defensive midfielders, you're not attacking. I always use Stoke as an example. People always talk about Tony Pulis. Stoke played 4-4-2, but no one called them attacking because it wasn't in an attacking sense, even though they had 2 strikers out there and they had a left midfielder and a right midfielder. No one called them attacking because they were tough to play against. At times, they would attack, though. Let's see what else you are saying. Hey, big up TKL says, laughing my ass up at the thumbnail. Shout out to Eddie every single time. Yeah, bro, and Ineos are incompetent with managers. The funny thing is, Pep won a treble at City with a back 3 system, so it's not the back 3. That's the issue. Amorim, for whatever reason, like Dogu being in areas that someone like Cunha should be in. Oh, yeah, that's why I always say I don't blame the formation. I don't blame the system. I blame the execution of it. Because I think, I'll say this before, I say it again, I think any formation, any system in the Premier League can be successful. Can be successful. It's just the fact of the execution of it. I think you can play any formation. Of course, you need certain players. Of course, you need a level of talent. But that's just me. Because we watch Palace play a back 3 and it don't look like ours, for example. I mean, Palace been beaten in like 19 games or something. There's something like that. That's crazy. Prem-proven players thing is overrated. Just shows the lack of scouting. I disagree with that. I don't think the Prem-proven thing is just shows a lack of scouting. I think it's the smart way to go. And when you look at teams that have built up, they've all gone that route. There's no team. Some teams have done it less than others, but there's no team that's won a Premier League, had any form of sustained success, and has not gone that route. It's a tried and tested method. I'm not like the Prem proven way thing is the way to go. Whether it's Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, because Liverpool had Liverpool did have a couple in there. Liverpool as well. Yeah, when you look at Liverpool side, yes. Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Mane. 4 key players in their winning sides. And they did have sustained success. Same with City. Not Pep City, I'm talking about before that. They did it. Manchester United is well documented. The only one who might not have done it, which was early, was Arsenal. Arsenal were probably the only ones you look at and go, they didn't do it. But everyone else did. So yeah, I think the Prem proven thing is overrated. I disagree with that entirely. Yeah, if we play Xerxes and Sesko together, it'd be great. They might actually play well together. Maybe. I don't, like I said with Sesko, even though I didn't want him, I don't know about him because you just don't get the ball. Like the Brentford game, we scored him and we just stopped passing him the ball. Stop giving him the ball. Make it make sense. For some reason, Amorim has a weird obsession with Shaw, Maguire, Bruno, and Delon, and it's costing us points. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it's costing us points. And that's my worry about the next manager, whoever it is, that he joins and gets attached to these terrible players. That's why it's show and prove, even if it is Areola, who's my first choice. I'm looking at your, not so much your first, but second, third, fourth, fifth lineups. I'm looking at your lineups. Because if you join here and get attached to these terrible players, I'm looking at you funny. I'm sorry. I'm looking at you very, very funny. Extremely funny. I agree, but when you have a manager like Amorim, Prem proven, doesn't matter. Yeah, because he's an awful manager. But I'm thinking away from the manager, bring talent to the football club. I'm never going to be against that. Bring talented football players to the football club for the next guy. Because one thing the manager after Amorim is going to have that Amorim didn't is a much better team to choose from. Miles better. If you look at the squad Amorim had and look at the squad that this next manager has right now, it's miles clear. Is it good enough to go win a Prem? No. But is it better? Yes. And Bremer and Cunha, that's one of the best winger duos in the league. It's one of the best. It's comfortably top 3. So I'm like, all right, that's a start with those two. And then you add in Ahmad, add a Xerxes or Sesko, add a Bruno. It's like, okay, the attack can get goals, can create in whatever way you add Mano into that mix too. All right, the midfield's not the best. But I've said this before and I say this again. I don't think midfields around the Premier League are the best. There's no duo that I'm saying in the Prem outside of the big four. Oh, yes, go get me that. There's one-offs, like a Belieber, for example. That makes sense. But no, I'm not going and saying to Palace, bring me both. Or actually rate Villa's midfield highly. So you got to throw Villa and Newcastle in there. But take them out of it. Forest, Bournemouth, Sunderland. Who else? Brighton or Fulham. I'm not saying bring me their entire midfield. So whether it's a duo or a trio, so the manager's getting something out of it. Because if United had those combinations, people would say, oh, well, we have Belieber, but everyone around him is not good enough. Or we have Wharton, but everyone around him is not good enough. That would be the conversation. He's out there by himself. So how come these other managers at Bournemouth and Forest and Brighton and Fulham get their midfields to function? That's the key word there. Function. It don't have to be amazing because we're not trying to win the league. It just has to function well and help the rest of the team and we'll go up the league. Granted, like I said, Newcastle have a very good midfield, but they have other weaknesses in their side, as do Villa, as does everybody, to be honest. Everyone, but how come our weaknesses are so exposed? How come? Please make it make sense. Please make it make sense. Let's see what else. The way Amorim executes the system is the issue, because even Konyarat Wolves worked well with Ain't Nori. But at United, him and Dogu nowhere near each other. There's a problem in how he coaches, and as well, there's a way he could secure the midfield, make it a box midfield of 4 together with the 10s. Problem is, the 10s are way high up, and the mids are way too deep, making the team disjointed. Key word there, disjointed, I agree. The team is super disjointed. So therefore, you're not going to have any success if the team is disjointed. I have no success if the team is disjointed. Not in the slightest. Simple as that for me. I think United need Water in the midfield of Wharton, Comey, and Ahmad could work if you're trying to be attacking. It could. But the point I'm making is if we had Palace's midfield options with Wharton, our fan base would say Wharton needs help. He's out there alone by himself. He's the only quality we have. We need at least 3 midfielders and 2 defenders. I think we need 3 midfielders. I think we can get away with the defense for now. But if we wanted to go upgrade on left back and centre back, I'll go, all right, I'm all for competition. I'm never against bringing in talent, ever. It should be clear the manager's an issue from the simple fact that regardless of what team he puts out, he can't win 2 games in a row. Now, even West Ham did that season and they sacked the manager. I hear it. And no one's taking Ward-Prowse or Rodriguez. It's like, yo, make it work. That's where I'm at with it. Make it flipping work. What are we doing? Make it work. Rohan, the thing is, Maguire and Shaw shouldn't be here anyway. And it's like, do they really need to? Let's say it's a back 4, you got Yoro, Delit, Heaven. Probably need 1 more, and you're good. Adding Martinez, actually, and then 1 more, that's your 5. Yoro, Delit, Martinez, Heaven, 1 more to can play right-sided centre-back. So you got 2 left-footers, and then you have 2 right-footers, and you want someone a little bit more senior. Cool. That could work. As a 5, that's calm for a season. Then you see where you're at, and then look to see where you improve. Maybe you move on Martinez. Maybe you bring in a centre-back to go and challenge and be number 1. And that's how I look at it. Cass is going and surely Bruno's going, so they need to be replaced. Plus, we haven't replaced the midfielders who went from last season. Yeah. Midfield is definitely an area we need to improve upon. Because the bodies is light. Because Casemiro shouldn't leave. And, I mean, Casemiro will probably leave, and Bruno will probably leave. So that leaves us with just Agate as an actual central midfielder. You can put Maino in there if you want. There's no way we should be that light. No way we should be that light there now. We should be at least 5. Should be at least 5. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. We're being really real. I don't know what the plan was and why we neglected it. Big up to Rana says we just need a manager who doesn't neglect the midfield. For me, Xavi and Nagelsmann are first options. So I don't think any manager should neglect the midfield. I don't think any area should be neglected. If we were to go and get Xavi, not against it, wouldn't be my first choice. But I would go and I wouldn't go and get Xavi just because of the situation we're in. Like I said, it's like being bottom of the league, lost 7 and 7, and going to get Pep Guardiola to fix it. I just don't think he's the man for this job. But if we were to get Xavi and go, hey, you're looking to skip. The United are looking to go from where we're at now to go win leagues and Champions Leagues with Xavi. I'd say that much. Each their own. Yeah, Martinez is being out for so long. Yeah, you just got to get back fit because he can be useful as a squad player. Big up Nate, says yes, flawless. Big up now the thumbnail kills me. Shout out to my guy Eddie, man. You lot see Eddie on here all the time. Man, the United pods, watch alongs, Q&As, etc. Yeah. So flawless, if United keep this manager, where do you think you finish? Because with now teams like Leeds and Sunderland and other potential relegation teams are playing, United might be in serious trouble. I said 9th at the start of the season. I'll stick with that. I'll stick with that. But then again, he wins 1 game per month. And I don't think he'll be in charge. But I said 9th, so I'll stay with that. Well, it could be way off. But I don't think this manager lasts anyway. Oh, yeah, I said 9th. Yeah, but 1 point of 9th now. Yeah, I'll stick with that. Because I expect the likes of Sunderland and Leeds to tail off. I don't think they'll carry on playing at the... Not so much. I can't comment on Leeds. Sunderland, I think that they'll tail off. I don't expect them to continue at the level them lot are at, to be honest. Is it not? Who's Heisenberg? It's Meth Lab. Who you talking about? I'm lost. Who do you mean? Sai says, Button is prem-proven crap and get me good players / coaches. But why can't good players come from within the Prem? So, like, and what method have we gone? Most of the players we signed have been outside the Premier League and have failed. What are we doing? I'm lost. Like most of our signings have been outside the Prem. Outside of Mbromo, Cunha, Mount, but we knew he was terrible. Who else have we signed from within the Prem in the last 3 years? This is just over the top. I don't understand this. Don't understand this whatsoever. Hey, shouts to Chloe. Big up. Blessings, Chloe. I hope you're blessed. Hope everything's good. Would you take Hurts Flawless? Seen some rumors about him. Nah, I wouldn't take Hurts. He's younger than me. You know what I'm saying? He's younger than me. Like, what we doing? So I says the players have in the Prem have failed as well. Who's failed? Outside of Mount? Who's failed? Who's failed outside of Mount? That was Prem proven. Tell me. Please tell me we're not talking. Yeah, answer that. Who's failed outside of Mount that we signed that was Prem proven? United are bad, but we'll have to go over the top. True, he could be good though. Young doesn't mean he'll fail. It just where did he manage before Brighton? Where was he at? And if we're talking Shaw, I don't think he's talking Shaw and Maguire, because how long ago did we sign them? And they were Prem proven either. We signed Shaw as a teenager. All right, cool. What are we talking about? Shaw wasn't Prem proven. Maguire wasn't Prem proven. Dan James wasn't Prem proven. Zaha didn't play. So what are you talking about? Shaw was signed as a teenager. Maguire was not Prem proven. Dan James was not Prem proven. Zaha didn't play. So who are the players who are Prem proven? I'll ask the question again. Who are the players that are Prem proven that have failed at Manchester United? And how long ago did we sign Shaw? Zaha was here with more. Was he not here? Zaha was signed by Fergie. It was 2013. He was signed in the January transfer window. 2013 is 2025. Closing in on 2026. When did Maguire sign? Come on, man. No, but again, Si, were they? All right, so I answer the question clearly. Were Shaw and Maguire Prem proven? Simple question. Were they Premier League proven? That's all I'm asking. Were they Prem proven? I understand shit's bad, but don't make stuff worse than it is. Man said Maguire and Shaw. Yes. Were they, but they're not Prem proven. I said Prem proven. Maguire and Shaw are not Prem proven. Them man weren't. Dan James was not Prem proven. Where did we even sign Dan James from? I said Dan James, you know. I don't even know where we signed him from. Where was he at? Was he not in the Championship? Did we not? So how is it? Wait, whoa. Hold up. I'm just checking this. The first time Dan James played in the Premier League was for us. So how is he Prem proven when he's come from the Championship? Come on, man. We gotta do better, people, man. We gotta do better. I'm sorry, man. We gotta do better. We've got to do better. What's going on? Like the Prem proven. Just because you played in the Premier League does not make you Prem proven, by the way. Let me clarify that. Prem proven means you played well in the Premier League for a number of years. That's Prem proven. Not just because you played in the Premier League. Are you Prem proven? No. Have you played in the Premier League a number of seasons and played well? Yeah, man said Dan James like he didn't come from the Championship. Oh, man. Harry Maguire. What? Luke Shaw. No. How many games did Luke Shaw play? Let me pull this up. How many games did Luke Shaw play before he even joined us? Because I swear we signed him as a teenager. Yeah, he had 2 seasons at Southampton and was not exceptional. And was signed back, being said, we signed him in 2014. So who are the players that are Prem proven that failed here? The model we should go back to. What is going on? What is going on? Well, we move. Our midfield isn't good, I think, options-wise, but I think the manager makes it worse. I don't think Nottingham Forest have one of the best midfields in the league. But yet they was in Champions League spots for most of the season. And ended up finishing 7th. I don't think their pivot's the 7th best in the league. And he finished 7th. Genuinely. I don't think it is. I don't think Bournemouth is easy. I don't think Bournemouth is evil, to be honest. And they finish wherever they finished last season. You can get more out of it. Yeah, and I think I think the structure helps balance it. Because I don't think their midfields function. Their midfielders function here. If you give us Nottingham Forest midfield, I don't think it functions here. If you give us Bournemouth midfield, I don't think it functions here. I'll go one further. This is under this manager. I don't think if you give us Palace or... I don't think if you give us Palace midfield, it functions here. You know what? This manager's that bad. I think if you give us Aston Villa or Newcastle's midfields, which is 2 of the better midfields in the league, it functions here. I think if you give Amorim that death row midfield from Newcastle, I don't think it performs as well. I don't. Not in the slightest. I don't think so, nephew. I rate Villa's midfield highly. You know that. I'm saying if you gave him Onana, McGinn, Tillemans, I don't think it looks as good as it does at Villa. It performed to a better level because they're better players. I disagree. I don't think Tonali and Bruno G would work under him, I'm saying. Not because of them. All right, let me rephrase it. Do you think he gets the most out of Tonali and Bruno G? Do they perform the same way they do at Newcastle? Does Onana, McGinn, Tillemans, etc. perform the way they perform at his? I think, hey, nephew, I think you're giving Amorim too much credit. So you think that he gets that midfield functioning like Emery does? I don't think he does. Because I don't think he performs. Villa perform as well under him. Onana and Kamara are quality players. You know that. They're 2 of my favorite midfielders to watch. And I rate Tillemans and McGinn, etc. But he doesn't. Amorim would make them man look worse. Amorim would have them man and people would go, yeah, they're not good enough for all this. Yeah, that's my point. It'll be better because they're better players. But look what he's done with Mbeumo and Cunha already. And they were 2 of the better players in the Premier League. And they're together. I think people underestimate how bad this manager is. Yeah, I think if you give him Tchouaméni, Valverde, and Camavinga, of course they'll perform to a certain level because they're of a certain quality. But they don't perform anywhere near the best. You'd have people looking at them crazy. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's all good, nephew. The reason I say Bruno G and Tonali because they have up and down attributes. Who says he plays them like that, though? Why are people confident that he plays them correctly? He might have put Tonali and Bruno G as 10s and have Bruno in the pivot. I'm over-exaggerating to make a point, but I'm saying that this manager could make anybody look bad. We're watching it. Because who's he made look good? Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And who was it? Let me get No, I just want to disagree. Elliot Anderson better than most, man. You weren't saying this before last season. Stop it. Stop it. Elliot Anderson wasn't. No one was saying go sign Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson's one of the best midfielders in the league. No, they weren't saying this before last season. What are we talking about here? Elliot Anderson. I think solid Premier League player, but let's stop acting like he's some world beater or something like that. If we had Elliot Anderson, people would say he's not good enough. So I know one saying go and sign. Man did shows all summer long. Nobody said go get Elliot Anderson. But nephew, people weren't talking about him like this. Where was the shouts for him in the summer? It was Belieber and Wharton. They were the two. No one were talking about Elliot Anderson till now. When they finished 17th, was Anderson there? Was he there when they finished 17th? Nah, wait. Oh, so he joined. All right, so he joined 24, 25. So he joined from Newcastle wait, I'm just making sure I've got this right. When did he join? So yeah, he joined 24, 25. All right, so he joined 24, 25. When he joined from Newcastle, no one was talking about what a great signing this is. Nobody mentioned it. He went from Newcastle to Forest last summer. Nobody mentioned it. No one. When I say no one, outside of Forest fans and Newcastle fans, no one was talking about, oh, what a miss by Manchester United, what a miss by Liverpool, what a miss by Chelsea. Okay, I'll flip it right now. This summer just gone, if Forest would have signed Belieber or Wharton, what would the conversation be? Hear me out. Even though it wouldn't happen, it's highly unlikely. But let's say hypothetically it did. This summer just gone, Forest signed Belieber or Wharton. What would the conversation be surrounding that? How the big teams missed out and what players? Like, we need to stop doing this because man had a good season. He went and no one said nothing. No one said nothing about Elliot Anderson anywhere. Content creators, social media, mainstream media. I didn't see him in a thumbnail nowhere. I didn't see his name in a title anywhere. Granted, solid player. I think he's fantastic. No. There's no midfielders out there that I rate that I think he's better than. This is my point. Let me check. I'm checking his numbers now. He played at Palace. I don't know how many check sub appearances, but he played 21 games in 23-24, and he played 22 games in 22-23. I'm going to check how many starts now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check now. 1 second. To see how many starts it was. But he was at Newcastle. No one said nothing. No one said nothing when he was at Newcastle. I'm just pulling up his stats now. Give me a second. So we know how many starts it is. I'll do our research here. So, all right, granted, 22-23, most of his appearances off the bench. He made 22 appearances, but 19 were off the bench. And then 23-24, he made 21 appearances, 11 of them off the bench. But the point is, I'm making when he was at Newcastle, no one was talking about him. Again, I'm not crashing out on him, Santino. It just sounds that way. Because I'm tired of players having a season and it's like, oh, this player he's amazing, or he's better than most. That was not the conversation. If I would have said last summer that Anderson was better than Maino, what would people have said to me? Let's go a year back, a year and a month. And I would have said, we'll just use August, middle of July the 15th. I would have sat on here and someone would have said to me, who's better? Elliot Anderson, who's just gone to Nottingham Forest from Newcastle, on Kobbie Mainoo. And I said Anderson. What would people have said to me? I'm asking that to you, Santino. What would people have said to me if I would have said that? If I would have said Elliot Anderson is a better midfielder than Kobbie Mainoo in the year of 2024. Come on, man. We got to start having honest conversations. He had a good season. But let's stop acting like when he went there, people was like, he's a baller. when he was at Newcastle, there was no conversation about they need to use him more. But you know what Nuno did? Got a player, realized what he's good at, and utilized it. And he's next to Yates. Where would we have rated? And before that season started, if we would have done a midfield higher ranking 1 to 20 of all the midfield pivots, and I think it's Christie, but we'll throw Yates, Christie, whichever one in there. And it was Yates and Christie with Anderson. If I would have put that top 7, you lot would have crucified me. If I would have said that can get top 7, you lot would have crucified me. If I would have said that would have got top 10, you lot would have crucified me. Yeah, like nephew said, Lewis Miley was in front of him. Longstaff at points was in front of him. And then you had the shield midfield in front. Let's stop this. But credit to Nuno and Anderson, because Nuno's realized what he can do. And this comes back to why tactics work so well. And let's stop acting like if Anderson was this guy. He was very good last season. And he's got his England cap, etc., etc. But if I would have said he's better than Maino last season, you lot would have crucified me. I would have been clipped up and gone viral everywhere, and I don't go viral. Stop it. Because when he went to Forest, no one were talking about Anderson. What a pickup for Forest. He's going to transform their midfield and help them finish in a European place. Industrious, hard-working, tenacious, solid technically on the ball. And that's all you need to be in the Prem in regards just to move up in the right system. Yep, man would have called me crazy. Flawless, I've been arguing in my group chat that Cunha is a better footballer than Rashford, but Rashford's a better goal scorer. What do you think about that? Better goal scorer in what sense? Like he outscores him, you mean? Like when you say better goal scorer, you're saying he outscores him. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you mean? But I don't know if he has. Yeah, because in the last 2 seasons, it's been Cunha, but then before that's Rashford. Well, yeah, why did that spark the conversation? I don't know. Why did the conversation get sparked? Exactly rounds, people would have said it's 18th in the league, but yet they was in top 4 for the vast majority and ended up finishing 7th and had a fantastic season. Because he utilized what he had, and it wasn't the best. Stop it. Anderson, Yates, and Christie is not the creme de la creme of the Prem. Nobody's taking them 3. No one in the chat right now is taking those 3. And that's no disrespect, but they're not. Like, come on, man. We just gotta be honest, man. What are we doing? The hell are we doing, people? Come on. Like, I'm not always right, but just things like are just getting out of hand at points, man. I see no one say to me, hey, Flawless, we should go sign Anderson, you know. Nah. No one said this shit. All right, what are we doing? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, is it? Let them say that. If they think Rashford's overall better, let them say it. He ain't here no more. So if they think he's better overall, cool. Entitled to your opinion. He's at Barcelona, let him ball out over there so we get some bread for him. That's what I'd say. All right, final few questions before we close out. I'm trying to pull up this Madrid game, people, to be honest. Shit don't want to work. Shit don't want to work for me. All right, let's disconnect this. But yeah, final few. Run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button as well, people. Run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button on the channel also, please, because it helps. And we're going to be redirecting over to the Clips channel for Champions League as well. Also, yeah, cancel that. Right, let's try this. For whatever reason, my ish don't want to work. Don't know why. Ah, Lord. Really don't want to work. Can't even get the game up. But yeah, final few questions, like I said, and then we go redirect over to Champions League as well. I'm just checking where I can actually watch this game. I might have to watch it on there if that's the case, maybe. Yeah. On the side note, why is this manager still here? I'm not waiting on November to sack him. They are waiting on November to sack him. That's what's going on. That's what it is. They just don't want to admit they was wrong. And I think he doesn't make it to... He doesn't make it past the Spurs game. I've said this. The Liverpool game could spell the end, to be honest. If we're being really real, the Spurs game could spell the end. Not the Liverpool game could spell the end. If they're on it and we're off it, we could get packed up and it could be embarrassing. And then they might go, yeah. But then again, I don't even trust them to do that. I don't even trust them to do that because I know what they're like. I trust them to do that because they're just fucking scrubs. Let's just be really real. Where is this game? Is that there? Where is it? Boom, there we go. I was just setting up the redirect people, that's all. I was just setting it up. But yeah, I hope you lot enjoyed the show. It's always good chopping it up with you lot, man. It's always good chopping it up with you lot. Well, people fact check. Same way when I get things wrong, I get fact checked. You log out, you're like, people just can't be saying stuff, man. Like, get fact checked. I do that. Like when I spoke with Anderson about, let me double check this. This is why I wanted to check. How many games did he play? How many starts did he have at Newcastle? When did he move, etc.? Like, I know it all, man. You got to fact check. That's why I be on Google at times. Like, yeah, let me see what's going on. But yeah, people, anyway, we're closing out, but we are going to go live on the Clips channel. So we're going over to the Sarcasm City TV Clips YouTube channel, people. Make sure you subscribe over there as well. Not only do you get Champions League, Premier League, La Liga, FA Cup watch-alongs over there, you also have clips on there as well that Prime has cut up some of the funniest and best moments from the channel as well. You see it here, Clips channel. Road to 350 subscribers over there. A couple clips from Lewis from the special, talking about meeting troops and his YouTube journey overall. There's more as well. Eddie crashing out on Amorim and the manager. The Yardman crashing out on Arteta. The list goes on. Me being absolutely disgusted at Manchester United. Vader stopped the foolishness. The Rico case on Vader games, that shit's hilarious as well. Cam going on about the Cronkies. The list goes on, man. You got 16 out of 10. The original story as well. Go check that out, man. 16 out of 10, the original story. Beautiful. Beautiful. For real. So yes, go subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV Clips YouTube channel, which we're heading over to now. I'm going to set up that stream in a second. So as soon as you head over there, run up the likes and get in the comment section as well. That's what I'm doing. But run up the likes here and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're also live on Twitch as well. Oh, yeah, of course, we need to play a low block against Liverpool. Without doubt, hit them on the counter-attack. Will this manager do that? Fuck knows. I don't know what this manager's going to do. I'm not going to lie, man. I don't have a Scooby what the manager's going to do. If I'm being really real, I don't know, man. I really, really don't know. But all right, we've just gone live on the Clips channel, people. So like I said, as soon as you head over there, run up the likes, hit the subscribe button, run up the likes, hit the subscribe button here. Big up to everyone that's locked in. This has been the Managerial United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you lot in a couple of minutes. Big up.